Hello everybody, it's Zazel the Basement Dweller here. It's been a little bit since I posted a video. It has taken it's taken Skullgirls a lot longer than I thought to get another update, and that's kind of what I'm saving my, like, time for, I guess. I do kind of want to work on some, side projects, like the Skullgirls lore series and character lore, and go back to making training guides. But I want to talk about something today. It's a little bit of a rant, and it has to do with Tekken, because I've been playing a lot of Tekken recently. I've been falling in love with this game after having not played it for a really long time. And I've noticed a bit of a peculiar, I want to say, like, quirk with Tekken players. I'm not usually one to, like, complain about the community for a lot of things, because I think, you know, the community is usually what makes it. Like, Skullgirls, our community is everything. Like, our community, it's a very, you know, like, every community has some annoying people, like, some people who are less than savory, but for the most part, we're all, like, it's a very welcoming community. You know, there's the Skullgirls official Discord server, which is very, you know, beginner friendly. They like to help people get into the game. You know, people do friendlies all the time, casual tournaments. You know, Mortal Kombat has a lot of, like, beginner tournaments. Dragon Ball FighterZ has a lot of beginner tournaments. But one of the things that's weird about Tekken is, this is a fighting game that, more than any I've ever played, the people who play this game really don't like losing. And I've noticed that because in my online journey through Tekken thus far, to keep in mind, the last time I played Tekken was, like, I actually played Tekken Ranked, was 2 years ago on my PlayStation 4, when I got Tekken, like, during a sale, and I didn't own any DLC, until, like, 3 months later, and then I bought and played Marduk online. He was pretty much the only character I played. And now that I'm on PC, I was like, I don't really want to just make another account where I play nobody but Marduk. So I decided I wanted to play Brian, because he's a character that I've seen a lot in tournaments. He's a very, like, entertaining character to play. He's very fun to play. And I've been having a lot of fun with Brian. Like, he's been very fun to learn. He's got a lot of very abusable shit. He's a very fun, good character. Which, in fighting games, I don't usually play a lot of top tiers in fighting games. Like, more recently, I've been trying to break out of that whole top tier stigma where it's bad to play top tiers in fighting games because the opponent you're fighting isn't having fun fighting, like, the best characters in the game. And I've realized that, like, part of playing a fighting game is learning matchups. Like, you have to get used to fighting top tier characters, regardless of if you like them or not. So I've been having a lot of fun with Tekken because I kind of broke through that wall for myself. But one of the things I've noticed, as I've been playing Brian, and as I've been progressing through Ranked, is my Steam account. There's a very peculiar thing I've noticed where, for some reason, a lot of the people who lose to me accuse me of, like, smurfing, like I'm a secretly, like, a purple rank Brian player. And all they do is they're like, this guy is obviously smurfing. I don't understand why people have to do this to have fun in this game. Like, just let low ranks have fun. And I'm a little confused because I actually have more hours on PC Tekken than I do on PlayStation Tekken. Like, if anything, my console account would be the Smurf account now, because I'm not even playing the same character on the accounts. Like, I've never played Brian on PS4. So it's a little awkward to me. So it really got exacerbated today because I was fighting a Steve player earlier this morning before I went to work. And I got home to a comment on my account, and I don't know why, it just, like, particularly peeved me. It was a very, like, huh, that's a little weird. I got a message on my Steam account that was like, the other comments on his account might be true, but he's not a good Brian. Like, he might be smurfing, but he's not good. Which, to me, is a baffling question, because if I'm playing very predictably and losing a lot of my games, because it's not like I have a great win rate, if I'm losing, like, a lot of my games, and, you know, only moderately high ranked for the amount of time that I've played, how am I a smurf? Like, I guess I'm a little baffled by that. I kind of just want some community input here, because I feel like I don't really understand why Tekken players' mentalities are like that. Because it's only people that I lose to. Like, I'll beat people sometimes. And, like, the other day I was fighting a streamer who I will not say their name because I'm not about that. But I was fighting a streamer the other day. They were playing Jack 7, who, if you don't know, you know, he's not exactly the best character in the game. And during our set, one of the things that, like, he was complaining about was, like, this guy shouldn't be this rank. Like, he doesn't know enough fundamentals to be this rank. And I kind of agree with that, because I really don't understand a lot of Tekken fundamentals. Like, this game is fundamentally very different from a lot of other fighting games that you can play. Which is crazy, because, you know, it's 3D. Not a lot of fighting games are 3D now. And, you know, like, that kind of resonated with me. He was like, he doesn't really know fundamentals, he's just playing a good character. And I'm like, yeah, he's actually kind of right about that. I really don't know Tekken fundamentals. Like, I play this game pretty casually because I think it's fun. Like, it's a very fun fighting game. And, like, you could see with the Brian gameplay on screen, it's like, I just do a lot of hell sweeps. Like, obviously these are bots, I wouldn't play this exact way against bots, but, like, I play very similarly. I go for a lot of hell sweeps, I go for a lot of overheads, a lot of orbitals, a lot of backhands. I do a lot of, like, random negative shit. And I kind of own up to that. I'm not trying to come across as, like, the most impressive mid-rank Brian player in the world, but it's like, I don't really understand why when people lose in Tekken, they assume that, like, the person they're fighting is, like, playing illegitimately or, like, smurfing or cheating. Because, like, it's kind of just, I wanted to see, like, if other people have experienced this in Tekken. Like, I kind of just want to see if, like, the fighting game community, like, anybody who follows me that plays fighting games, has noticed that Tekken players are, like, really fast to make excuses for when they lose. But, like, they don't really have a because, like, I guess that's the part that weirds me out. Usually when somebody's smurfing, they're really good. Like, usually it's like, oh, this guy's like, I'll be playing Dragon Ball Fighter sometimes and be like, oh, this guy is a smurf. And, like, it'll be an obvious smurf. Like, he's playing a super high skill ceiling team. He's playing out of his mind, like, amazing defense, stellar offense. Like, the whole 9 yards. He'll be playing immaculately, and I'm like, this guy's too good. Like, I can't beat this guy. That's kind of what I consider a smurf. It's somebody who's like, wow, this guy is really good, and I think he might have reset his hours. But when I fight smurfs, I don't really get mad. It's just like, okay, like, that's awesome. I like seeing people who know how to play the game in my rank, because I don't really get fights like this. For some reason, when people fight people, because a lot of people are like, he reset his, let's pull up an exact quote for a second. Just because, loud-ass Steam notification, Jesus. Let's pull up a quick, let's switch tabs here for a second. So I just want to pull this up because this is a little weird to me. So this is my Steam account, right? This is the Basement Dweller. I put a comment that was, if your account is private, I don't want to hear it. People accuse me of smurfing, but my most played games are fighting games. Fundamentals beat mashing. I'm sorry, you guys never opened training mode. It's a snarky comment, but that's kind of like the point that I'm trying to get across, is that I'm not smurfing, I just play other fighting games. Like, I don't smurf. I don't have the money or, like, the time to smurf. I don't care that much. And, like, a bunch of like, another lame ass who reset his hours to play on Tekken. Imagine having to smurf against new players and still struggling. My brother in Christ, I am a new player. Like, I am also a new player. Reset Tekken hours to beat low ranks because they can't fight high ranks. And, like, these are green rank players. Like, these are relatively low rank players that are saying all this. This guy, actual fucking dog shit who spams throw and doesn't know losing frame and winning frame. He's right. I don't know what's plus and negative in this game. I don't really open training mode in Tekken. And then, hate to say it, but the comment seems true. He might be a smurf, but he's not very good. No movement, no punishing. Only uses Brian String's orbital and snake edge. I'm a little baffled because this is like, how am I'm not a smurf. I'm just playing the game. Like, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe this is going to come across as like a very strange video. This is going to come across as like I understand, like, people are justified to think that, but I just want to get, like, the community's opinion. Do you guys think that, like, this is a common thing in fighting games? Like, is smurfing really that much of an issue in Tekken? to where like you can just be a totally average player and have people complain about you online because like you beat them. Like I'm not really, I guess I just don't follow the mentality, and I feel like it's an issue in the FGC that I've kind of noticed that nobody really talks about is like how quick people are to complain when they lose about stuff like smurfing. And like I don't think you've ever fought like an actual smurf in this game, like an actual like somebody who is like a purple rank player playing in lower ranks, because like people assume that I'm smurfing because I know how to do two-way mix-up, like high-low mix-up, and I know how to do one impressive Brian combo, like one high damage combo, so people assume that I'm like smurfing. But that's just me. I don't really want this video to drag on because it already has a bit, and it's a bit of a rant. It's not really a structured video. I just kind of like, I don't know, it really annoyed me, and I feel like I wanted to talk about it. And I kind of just want to get people's opinion on this. Like, do you think it makes sense, I guess? Like, do you guys, if anybody else has played Tekken, like, who comments on this, have you guys noticed the Tekken community is very unwilling to accept, like, losses and immediately just goes to, like, the worst case scenario for whatever the other player was doing? Because, like, I've done the math. Like, I literally just pulled up my numbers. On Steam, I have 100 hours in Tekken. On console, I have 42 hours in Tekken. So total, I have 142 hours in Tekken. 40, you know, like 40, or like 37 of those 42 hours on console were spent playing Marduk, and all 100 hours on this, with the exception of like the first two, because I played Paul for a little bit, have been on Brian. So, what, I guess, what did I do? I just want to know. If anybody has like an opinion on this, it's kind of just like an open debate that I'm leaving. It's like, why do people assume I'm a Smurf? I guess is the question that I'm trying to ask. Like, does anybody in the comments, like anybody who plays the game, they might be like higher ranked than me or something, or lower ranked than me, watching my gameplay, like, do you guys think that people have justifiable cause to call me a Smurf, or is this just salt and I'm like digging too deep into it? But yeah, it's a random video. I do want to get back into making more structured content. It's just, making content for the main YouTube channel has been a little difficult because I've been doing a lot.
You've gone
like,
from watching.
I opened YouTube. My apologies. I've been doing a lot. Like, I've been working a lot. I've been doing school. So it's just been a little hard to get on the YouTube channel and work on a project. But I do want to try to get back on YouTube. And while this isn't the best foot to start off when coming back to YouTube, I really do just want like a consensus, or like people to kind of just start an open debate about this. Like, is there a reason for people to assume I'm smurfing, or is it just salt? That's the question I'll leave off on. Anyway, you guys like what you saw, remember to like, comment, subscribe, dislike it if you dislike it. This is me, Azazel the Basement Dweller. I hope you guys are having a good time. Happy holidays to everybody. Thanksgiving's next week. I might post a video between now and then, but happy holidays, everybody. Everybody take care, and have a good night. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.